Hi, this is Patty with the Chiro channel, and welcome back to our training video tutorials. Today's tutorial is on managing your channel. And I'm in the dashboard right now, and we're down into the lower section of the dashboard, and this is where you are going to manage your channel. I just want to briefly explain a little bit about the elements of this section. You still have the capabilities of clicking on My Channels and creating new folders. You do have the search capability as well, and also the ability to filter your folders alphabetically or when they've been created. You can also add new channels over here when you click on the Add button. And I'm going to do that right now, and you'll see that it comes up untitled, of course. Most chiropractors only really use one channel in their training in their clinic. Either they're in their waiting room or in their therapy rooms. They usually only have one channel playing in those rooms. However, there are times that some of the chiropractors might have more than one TV and more than one computer box to run a couple of different channels, and that's when you would add an extra channel into your channel section here. Another situation could be is if you are a chiropractic franchise and you have several different locations. You would probably need several different channels set up so that each location would have its own channel as well. Otherwise, a single chiropractic office clinic would not need to have more than just one. So how do we populate that channel? Well, we just created our playlist here from all the pages up above. And those playlists, we previewed them and they're ready to go. So all you need to do is take that playlist and drag it down into the main channel that you want that's hooked up to your TV. And you'll notice that it turns blue, it highlights blue. Just release it with your mouse and you'll see that it comes up underneath the training, or not the training, your channel. Now, you'll notice the gray bar, it gives the name playlist, so it shows what playlist is playing. It shows how often it's playing. Now we want this playlist to play continuously. It never stops, it will always play. The incidental, I will go through that in just a couple of moments. You want to make sure that your valid date is the actual date that you brought the playlist into the channel. So it's always going to be your current date. And we want this to play continuous with no stops. If we were to pick this button over here that says through, we could pick a date and set how long that playlist is going to play. And I'll show you how that works in a moment as well too. The next section over here, after you get your playlist pulled in, we're just going to click on the check mark right here, and it just says everything is ready to go and ready to play. That check mark eventually turns into a little pencil. If you click on that pencil, you can go in and you can edit the scheduling and the date and time and whatnot. Once you get it to your satisfaction, just click on that check mark again. The trash box here will delete a playlist out of your channel. And you can also accomplish that by just taking your cursor and dragging it off to the side, and it comes right out of your channel as well. So you can delete them both ways. I showed you one way to bring a playlist into your channel, but you see that I have the channel open in edit mode. I can also just drag down the playlist and drop it into my channel that way as well. So there's two ways that you can get it into your channel. Okay, you'll notice that I have my link to auto playlist, and that's the playlist that I created for all of our chiropractors. We're going to bring that into your channel as well. So I'm just going to drag that down into the channel, and you'll notice that it came right to the top. So before we do any changes here, we're going to make sure that it's playing continuous and that it has today's date set on it, or the current date. And I'm just going to click on the check mark. Now the channel is hierarchical, meaning that you can swap around the different playlists as to what plays first. So I move the demo playlist so that it is going to be playing first, and then after it goes through its loop, then it will continue on to the auto playlist as well. So now that I have my two playlists in here, I'm just going to close it out and explain a couple of the icons on our main channel down here. So you'll notice there's a little eye right down here, and if you hover over it, it says preview. Just like we did up in the playlist, you're capable of previewing your playlist through this eye. Next to that is a playback address, and you'll notice that when I hover over it, the address to this playlist will pop up and it'll say copy. And if I copy this, I can actually send this link to another staff member. I can send it to another corporate member, anybody that would like to see what your playlist looks like or what your channel looks like. You're able to send it to them. This is not capable of being used for a playback, though, to be used on other computers or anything like that. It's just used to preview, basically. Okay, so let's go to the next icon. You've seen these before. It's called the shareable playback address. Now, if you copy this, and you can do a couple of things with it. You can send it to somebody else, and they're able to preview it for up to a maximum of 30 minutes. You can use this if you have maybe a lunch and learn or an open house, and you want to use an iPad to show a special playlist on your channel. It will then view that special channel or that special playlist for up to 30 minutes. So it will actually play on other devices as well. You can also use this shareable playback address and embed it into your website. And I would like to show you an example of how that looks. So I opened up one of our chiropractors. It's Helton Chiropractic, and I scroll down to the bottom of their website. And this is actually a preview of what is playing in their office currently. So they've embedded their chiro channel into their website. And the benefit here is actually you're just reinforcing your brand to your patients and to other viewers, what is being shown in your office. So it really works very, very well. So those are the icons here. Now, if you click on the channel, it'll ask you to edit, to rename, to copy, settings, and restart. The restart here, I would like to let you know, is if you are creating new playlists or updating your playlists, and maybe your new slide did not show up, you can go ahead and just restart or reboot the channel right here. If you've lost internet, maybe you've had a storm, or you've lost power and your internet is starting to come back, but your channel hasn't started back up again, you can just hit restart, and that will reboot the channel as well. So you do have that capability here. I'm going to click on the settings, and most of our chiropractors, if not all of our chiropractors, probably would never use this. This is actually for those clinics that would have a portrait mount TV. So most of our chiropractors use a landscape TV. They don't use portrait, but if you did have portrait, you could change how the screen lays out right here. So what I would like to do is show you a little bit on how to schedule your playlists that are pulled into the channel. So let's say this week you've got a lunch and learn that's coming up, and we're going to pull it into your channel. And we want this to play incidentally. And what incidentally means is that it's going to take precedence over the other two channels or the other two playlists that are playing continuously. So what I want to have this date set to, I want it set for, we'll put it on Wednesday. Let's say our lunch and learn is tomorrow, and we want it to play through tomorrow. We want to pick our times. Let me go back to that time slot. I'm sorry. Up at the top, you'll see once I pick that date, it shows up here in the upper left-hand corner. Then we can pick our timing, and our lunch and learn is, we just use our scroller on our mouse. You can pick 12 p.m. and I'm going to click OK. And then I'm going to go over to this calendar and we're going to pick 1 p.m. because our lunch and learn, or maybe let's pick 2 p.m. So our lunch and learn is going to be two hours. So we'll click OK and click OK. So now we have our time all set right here. So as I was saying, now your lunch and learn will actually play at 12 o'clock on the 29th, and it'll stop at 2 o'clock on the 29th, and it will take over the demo. I'm sorry, your main playlist will not play, and neither will your auto playlist play. This will take over. So it's a great way to schedule just a short interim playlist to play. Now I'm going to show you how you can schedule your TV to actually turn off. I'll give you a couple of days. We're going to add a new playlist or a blank playlist, and I'm going to pull the sleep mode into this playlist. Now you don't have to change the playback durations. It only plays for 15 seconds, but because there's only one slide on here, it's going to continually play all the time. So we'll close it out and we'll just give it a name, and we're just going to call it sleep mode. And then I'm going to drag that sleep mode into our channel. Now I do want to make sure this is going to play incidentally because I want it to stop and play over our continuously playing playlists. So this is going to be valid from today, but I want this to not play on Saturdays, or I want it to play on Saturdays and Sundays. I don't want my channel down here to be playing our regular playlist. I want it to be black. So we'll put on our Saturdays and Sundays, and I'm going to say I want the sleep mode to go on at 7 in the morning, and I want it to play till 7 the next morning. So it's going to play for 24 hours both of those days. And then I'm going to give that a check mark. Notice it turns orange because it is part of this week. It's going to be running this week, and it just lets me know that it is in the current schedule to be played. I'm going to pull that down though underneath the demo, underneath our playlist and our auto playlist, underneath the both of them. Now to schedule for one day, let's say you close at 6 o'clock at night. I'm going to pull another sleep mode in here. And we're going to put incidentally. And let's say tonight and tomorrow you close at 6 o'clock and you open at 7 o'clock. So I'm going to pick our Tuesday and our Wednesday. And this is not any specific date, it's every Tuesday and every Wednesday. I want the sleep mode to turn on at 6 p.m. And then I want it to turn off in the morning at 7 a.m. when everybody starts coming in. Okay? And you'll notice that it changed to orange as well. So this evening, this whole, all these playlists are going to turn off and sleep mode's going to take over. And then in the morning, tomorrow morning on Wednesday, our playlist is going to play. Then Wednesday night at 6 o'clock, it's going to turn on. The sleep mode's going to turn on. And then it'll turn off at 7 o'clock on Thursday morning. So I know it seems like it can be a little bit confusing. We are here to help and answer any questions that you might have with the scheduling. It's really, once you do it, it's really not as difficult. It's just getting your timing and when you want your TV to turn on and off. So now you've seen all the ways to manage your channel, from building your pages to building your playlists to bringing them into your channel and showing them on your TV. I thank you very much for coming to all of these tutorials. If you have any questions, we are available. Just contact us through the website. If you have my email, go ahead and send me an email. I'm happy to help, and if you needed any personal training, I certainly am available to help you with that as well. Thank you so much.